So this was the first ever advanced CCW class that AJ has held. So I'm sure there's going to be some refinements and some changes as they go into the future. One of the things I wish they had done was give us a certificate or class photo at the end of the class. One of the things we talked about during the class was that when you go to court, everything that you know at the time that you shoot someone will be revealed. So it would be good to say, you know, I've had a lot of training. Okay, well, how do you prove it? Well, without a certificate or a class photo, then you have to use receipts or you have to call the company to get them to verify. What I do is I keep a training log. Rob Pink has said to do that, and I think he's right, for many reasons. And so I haven't quite filled it all out yet with the information, but I did get the instructor's signature here in the comment box. Now I'm covering it up because he's kind of funny about his signature being put out there in public, and we kind of had that discussion. So I'm not going to disrespect him in any way by revealing his signature. So, but he did sign it. And so I have verifiable proof that I can show in court that, hey, I took this class and this is what it was all about and this is who was there and all that kind of stuff. This video helps too. So now another thing that I wish they had done was actually gone over the use of cover. It was one of the things mentioned. This class is not for new shooters or those with little experience. We'll be working on precision and speed drills. That's very true. Drawing from the holster, very true. Shooting while moving, mostly true. Use of cover was not discussed. Moving target, absolutely true. Issuing verbal commands, absolutely true. So we did not cover properly using cover or the difference between cover and concealment. The most that we touched on it was in the crowd control. It was brought up that, you know, when you have a threat behind a non-threat in front of you, you do have to control that person to make sure that they don't come into your field of fire. And not saying it's morally okay, but they would be a piece of cover for you while you're engaged in another threat. And that's as far as the use of cover was in that class. So I'd wish they had gone over the use of cover more. It was discussed at the beginning of class. The question was asked, hey, if we have a malfunction, what do you want us to do about it? Just tap rack and get on with our day, or do you want to stop and cover that? And basically the conclusion was tap rack and do whatever you need to do to get back into the fight. So they didn't cover malfunction clearing specifically. They didn't cover reload specifically. It was assumed at the beginning of the class, but at one point we did talk about some of us were doing better reload techniques than other of us. So Jason, you know, stopped between drills and said, look, when you're doing a reload, bring it up into your workspace and stick the thing in the thing within your field of vision while you're focused on the threat. All that said, basically this is not a cookie cutter class is the way I would describe it. A cookie cutter class is, it doesn't matter what you know, when you show up this is what you're going to learn. This class was more, we assume you know these things, we're going to test to see how well you do them, we're going to improve it if you're not that good at it, and build on it from there. So what makes this class a great class are the instructors, because not every instructor can do that. A lot of instructors and teachers have to have a set curriculum and work off the curriculum. These instructors worked off the students. They worked off our experience level and built on that. And I like that. I thought it was good. And it was funny because Brian has such a passion for this, and I work with him in the steel mill, so we actually met before this class and we keep in constant communication. He's been messaging me on Facebook asking me my thoughts about this and that, and I've been giving it to him like, look, just give me a minute to collect my thoughts, review my notes, and I'll tell you everything at once. But he's just chomping at the bit to improve the class. And one of the things I said was one of the things that made this class a great class was you and Jason, because of your experience level being able to work with us. And his response was basically, well, I appreciate your thoughts, but I'm not looking for a pat on the back, but ways to improve. Well, I'm not patting you on the back to tell you that you're such a great instructor. I'm telling you that's what made the class good, because your average instructor who just, you know, is doing this on the side and make a buck is not the kind of guy I would recommend this class to teach this class. And so if this was taught by a CCW NRA instructor who's just trying to make a buck on the side, I would not recommend this class. So for as much as Brian's passion comes through in this class and Jason's experience, this is a good class. I'm going to say for people with a CCW and some other training, which is like me, or a lot of practice. I never took the CCW class at AJ Harris. It was 5 years ago the last time I took a CCW class. I've attended other CCW classes, but I didn't pay for it and I didn't get a certificate for it. So the only class I can claim was the one I took in 2012. And in CCW class, you don't have to have any experience. And the bone stock NRA basic firearm safety in the home, which is what the CCW curriculum is really inadequate to prepare a person to carry a gun in society. It really is. The CCW class, bone stock, nothing added to it, is just barely good enough to not shoot yourself, and you can shoot a bad guy if they're not moving around, basically is what a CCW class is. So if you're the person that bought your first gun, 50 rounds of ammo, and took a CCW class, you will be qualified, but this is not the class for you to take after that. Okay, I'm going to tell you either go get other training or get lots and lots of practice in, like at least 1,000 rounds of aimed fired that you can confidently do. Now, I have to say that with a caveat because I have not taken AJ Harris's CCW class. This may be a good class to build on those who have taken the prerequisite AJ Harris CCW. That's something I think they should take into consideration. If this is an advanced CCW class where you're interested in taking the next step, if you're going to call this class the next step, I would say make your CCW the prerequisite then. Don't honor other CCW prerequisites. Or change the name of the class so that people have an understanding that just having a CCW license is not enough, in my opinion. So, my wife asked me, if she should have taken this class, if she would like to have taken this class, if she would have liked the class. She took a CCW class, I want to say in 2014, and then she took Craig Douglas's ECQC, Extreme Close Quarters Combat class, and like one of the things is she never learned how to use a flashlight, so in the flashlight, low light drill, she would have needed the most help. But again, with these instructors, I would definitely be confident with sending her to this class to learn from them. But she doesn't have a way to draw a light. And that's the thing, is this class, you call it the Advanced Concealed Carry class, but you didn't give me a way to carry or to use a flashlight incorporated with shooting. So if they had given me a way to do that, then I could say, yeah, if you don't know how to do that, their way is good. And now, again, because the instructors are great, if you don't have a way and you show up and you don't have a way, they will give you a way. They didn't give me a way. They just said the way I did it was fine, and we moved on, we moved forward. So, again, it's not a cookie-cutter class, or at least it wasn't when I took it. It may change by the time you're watching this video. I don't know. So, that's my review of the class. Definitely give it. It was a great class. I give it 9 out of 10. At no point ever in any part of the class did I feel like my safety was threatened. Working within the confines of an indoor range is always a challenge, but I think they made the best of it for sure. So, definitely 9 out of 10. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below or get a hold of me if you can. And I'll see you next time.